Welcome to the Daily English Learning Podcast.
Hello to all our incredible English learners around the world. Welcome back to the Daily English Learning Podcast. I'm your host, Olivia, and I am absolutely delighted to be here with my wonderful co-host, Martin, for a very special episode today.
Hello, everyone. It is fantastic to be here again. Today, we are recording the 10th and final episode of our complete Modal Verbs Series. This is our big review episode where we bring everything together, compare all the modals side by side, and work through the most common mistakes that learners make.
Over the past 9 episodes, we have covered can and could, be able to, must and have to, should and ought to, may and might, will and would, could have, should have, and would have, must have, might have and can't have, and finally need to and need.
That is a lot of ground. Today, we are going to review all of it in an organized and memorable way. We will group the modals by function, compare the ones that are most commonly confused, and go through the biggest mistakes learners make with each group.
Think of this episode as your complete modal verbs toolkit. After this, you will be able to choose the right modal for any situation with confidence. Let us begin this final and very important lesson.
The best way to review modal verbs is to group them by what they do. There are 6 main functions that modals express in English. These are ability, obligation and necessity, advice and recommendation, possibility and probability, permission, and deduction.
Once you know which function you need, you can quickly choose the right modal. Let us go through each group now.
Group 1. Ability. Can expresses present ability. I can swim. Could expresses past general ability. I could swim when I was 5. Be able to is used when can is grammatically impossible. For example, after another modal or in perfect tenses. I might be able to help. I have been able to work from home this week.
Group 2, obligation and necessity, must expresses internal or formal obligation. I must call her today. Have to expresses external obligation. I have to wear a uniform at work. Need to is similar to have to, but slightly softer. I need to finish this report. In the past, all 3 become had to.
Group 3. Advice and recommendation. Should is the standard form for giving advice and expressing what is right or expected. You should see a doctor. Ought to has the same meaning but is more formal and less common. Had better is stronger and suggests urgent advice with consequences. You had better leave now, or you will miss the train.
Group 4, possibility and probability. May and might express possibility. It may rain tomorrow. She might not come. Could also expresses possibility. That could be the answer. Will and should express expectation or high probability. She should be home by now. The package will arrive tomorrow.
Group 5. Permission. Can is the most common form for permission in everyday conversation. Can I leave early? May is more formal. May I speak with the manager? In formal rules and notices, may and must not are used. Visitors may not enter without permission.
Group 6. Deduction. Must have expresses strong positive deduction about the past. She must have worked all night. Can't have expresses strong negative deduction. He can't have been there. Might have and may have express past possibility. He might have missed the train. Should have expresses what was expected. She should have arrived by now.
The negative forms of modal verbs are where most confusion happens. Let us go through the most important comparisons one by one.
Comparison 1. Must not versus don't have to. This is perhaps the most critical distinction in the entire modal verbs system. Must not means prohibition. The action is forbidden. You must not park here. Parking is forbidden. Don't have to means no obligation. The action is optional. You don't have to park here. There are other options you can choose.
These two are completely opposite in meaning. Confusing them can cause serious misunderstandings. A learner who says you must not come if you are busy is actually saying that coming is forbidden, when they mean you don't have to come if you're busy, which means coming is optional.
Comparison 2. Should not versus must not. Must not is a strong prohibition. It is forbidden and has serious consequences. You must not drink and drive. Should not is negative advice. It is strongly not recommended, but it is the speaker's opinion. You should not eat so much sugar.
Comparison 3. Needn't versus must not. Need means the action is not necessary. It is optional. You needn't bring a gift. Just come and enjoy the party. Must not means the action is forbidden. You must not bring outside food into the cinema.
Comparison 4, can't and mustn't for present impossibility versus prohibition. Can't expresses impossibility. She can't be at home. All the lights are off. It is impossible, not forbidden. Mustn't expresses prohibition. You mustn't enter without permission. It is forbidden, not impossible.
Let us now review all the past modal forms together. This is where learners make the most mistakes, so we will take this slowly and carefully.
Past ability. Could for general past ability. She could speak 3 languages, was or were able to, for specific past achievement. She was able to pass the exam despite the difficulty.
Past obligation. Had to for all forms of past obligation. Must has no past form for obligation. I had to work late yesterday. We had to cancel the meeting.
No past obligation. Didn't have to. I didn't have to wear a tie at the interview. It was a casual company. The action was not done because it was not required.
Past regret or criticism. Should have plus past participle. I should have called you earlier. The action did not happen, but should have, shouldn't have for regret about something that did happen. I shouldn't have eaten so much.
Missed opportunity. Could have plus past participle. She could have become a doctor. She was talented enough. The possibility existed, but was not taken.
Hypothetical past result. Would have plus past participle. If we had left earlier, we would have caught the train. This is the result in an imaginary past scenario.
Strong past deduction. Must have plus past participle. He must have taken a different route. He arrived much faster than expected.
Past impossibility. Can't have plus past participle. She can't have finished already. She only started an hour ago.
Past possibility. Might have or may have plus past participle. He might have missed the announcement.
Past necessity done but unnecessary. Needn't have plus past participle. You needn't have bought so much food. We already had plenty.
Past necessity. Not done because not required. Didn't need to plus base verb. I didn't need to bring my passport because it was a domestic flight. Let us review the key grammatical rules that apply to all modal verbs.
Rule 1. Modal verbs are followed by the base verb without to. I can go. She must leave. They should call. There is never to directly after a modal, with one exception. Ought to always takes to. You ought to see a doctor.
Rule 2. Modal verbs never add s in the third person. She can go, never. She cans go. He must leave, never. He musts leave. This rule applies to all modal verbs.
Rule 3. Modal verbs do not use do or dos for questions or negatives. Can you swim? Not do you can swim. She should not go, not. She does not should go. Modals invert directly with the subject in questions.
Rule 4. Modal verbs cannot follow another modal verb. You cannot say she might can come. When you need a modal after another modal, use be able to, have to, or need to. She might be able to come. You should have to register. You might need to try again.
Rule 5. Modal verbs have no infinitive, no past tense form except for could and would, and no present participle. This is why we need alternatives like be able to, had to, and will be able to in tenses where modal forms do not exist.
Let us now go through the most common mistakes learners make with modal verbs in general. This is a comprehensive list based on everything we have covered in this series.
Mistake 1. Adding to after modal verbs. Incorrect. I can to swim. Correct. I can swim. Incorrect. She must to go. Correct. She must go. Remember, only ought requires to.
Mistake 2. Adding s in the third person. Incorrect. He cans drive. Correct. He can drive. Incorrect. She musts work. Correct. She must work. Modal verbs never change form.
Mistake 3. Using do in questions with modal verbs. Incorrect. Do you can help me? Correct. Can you help me? Incorrect. Does she must go? Correct. Must she go? Or more naturally, does she have to go?
Mistake 4. Combining two modal verbs. Incorrect. I might can finish it. Correct. I might be able to finish it. Incorrect. You should, must call him. Correct. You really should call him, or you must call him.
Mistake 5. Using could for specific past achievements. Incorrect. I could pass the driving test yesterday. Correct. I was able to pass the driving test yesterday. Could describes general past ability, not single successful events.
Mistake 6. Confusing must not with don't have to. Must not means forbidden. Don't have to means optional. Always be clear about which meaning you need before choosing between them.
Mistake 7. Using would for real future plans. Incorrect. I would see you tomorrow. Correct. I will see you tomorrow. Would is for hypothetical or polite situations, not simple future plans.
Mistake 8. Writing could've, should've, would've, must've, or might've. These are always wrong. Always write could have, should have, would have, must have, might have, or their correct contracted forms with apostrophe VE.
Mistake 9. Using should have when must have is needed. Incorrect. She should have been tired after working all night to express deduction. Correct. She must have been tired. Must have is for deduction. Should have is for regret or criticism.
Mistake 10. Using need have when didn't need to is correct, or vice versa. Need have means the action was done but was unnecessary. Didn't need to means the action was not done because it was not required. These are opposite situations.
Let us go through a simple decision guide. Ask yourself these questions when choosing a modal.
Question 1. Am I talking about ability, present ability? Use can. Past general ability? Use could. Specific past achievement? Use was or wear a ball to. After another modal or in perfect tenses, use be able to.
Question 2. Am I talking about obligation? Strong formal or personal obligation? Use must. External obligation or rules? Use have to. Softer necessity? Use need to. Past obligation of any kind? Use had to.
Question 3. Am I saying something is not necessary or forbidden? Not necessary, optional, use don't have to, needn't, or don't need to. Forbidden, prohibited, use must not or mustn't.
Question 4. Am I giving advice? Standard advice? Use should. Formal or slightly old-fashioned advice? Use ought to strong, urgent advice with consequences. Use had better.
Question 5. Am I expressing possibility or uncertainty? Present or future possibility, use may or might. Past possibility, use may have or might have. Strong past deduction, use must have. Past impossibility, use can't have or couldn't have.
Question 6. Am I expressing regret or imagining the past differently? Regret about something not done. Use should have. Regret about something done. Use shouldn't have. Missed opportunity. Use could have. Imaginary past result. Use would have.
Let us briefly review which modals are more formal and which are more informal, because register matters in English.
More formal modals and expressions. Must for obligation. May for permission. To for advice. Modal need in negative and question forms. Would for polite requests. And may in wishes and blessings.
More informal alternatives: have to or need to instead of must, can instead of may for permission, should instead of ought to, don't need to instead of modal need, will instead of would for requests, and can instead of may in casual requests.
In professional written communication, should, would, and need to are the safest and most universally appropriate choices. They are polite without sounding archaic or overly formal.
In academic writing, must, may, and should are common for expressing requirements, possibilities, and recommendations. In legal and official documents, must and may are standard.
Let us now practice choosing the right modal in a series of realistic situations. This is the real test of understanding.
Situation 1. You want to give advice to a friend who is always late for work. You should try to leave home earlier. If you keep being late, you might lose your job. You really ought to talk to your manager before it becomes a serious issue.
Situation 2. You arrive at work and your computer has been moved to a different desk. Someone must have moved my computer. It can't have moved itself. The cleaner might have rearranged the desks last night.
Situation 3. Explaining office rules to a new employee. You have to wear your ID badge at all times. You must not share your password with anyone. You don't have to wear formal clothes on Fridays. You will need to complete a training course in your first week.
Situation 4. Reflecting on a project that went wrong. We should have tested the system more thoroughly before the launch. We could have avoided most of the problems if we had listened to the team's concerns. If we had started earlier, we would have had more time for testing. We shouldn't have rushed the deadline.
Situation 5. Making plans with uncertainty. I might be able to join you for dinner, but I might have to work late. If I can leave by 7, I will meet you at the restaurant. If not, you should go ahead without me.
Notice how naturally all the modals work together in these situations. Real English uses them constantly and fluidly, and now you have all the tools to do the same.
Let us do a final rapid review of every modal and its core meaning.
Can, present ability and informal permission. Cooled, past general ability, polite requests and possibility. Be able to, ability when can is grammatically impossible. Must, strong obligation and deduction. Have to, external obligation. Need to, necessity.
Showed, advice and expectation. Ought to, formal advice. Had better, strong urgent advice. May, formal permission and possibility. Might, possibility and tentative suggestions. Will, future facts and decisions. Would, polite requests, past habits and hypothetical situations.
Could have, missed opportunity or past speculation. Should have, regret about past inaction. Should have, regret about past action. Would have, hypothetical past result. Must have, strong past deduction. Can't have, past impossibility. Might have, past possibility. Needn't have, action done but unnecessary. Didn't need to, action not done because not required.
Before we close, let us share some practical tips for mastering modal verbs.
Tip 1. Focus on meaning, not memorization. Each modal expresses a feeling or idea. Can is about ability. Must is about obligation or certainty. Should is about advice. When you feel the meaning, choosing the right modal becomes natural.
Tip 2. Listen actively. When watching films, TV shows, or listening to podcasts in English, pay attention to modal verbs. Notice which ones native speakers use and which situations you will quickly develop an instinct for them.
Tip 3. Practice with real contexts. Do not just memorize lists. Write sentences about your own life, your work, your plans, and your experiences using modal verbs. The more personal the practice, the more it sticks.
Tip 4. Focus on the negative forms. Most mistakes with modal verbs happen in negative sentences. Always ask yourself, am I expressing that something is forbidden or that something is simply not necessary? The answer will tell you whether to use must not or don't have to.
Tip 5. Do not fear mistakes. Modal verbs are complex, and even advanced learners make occasional errors. The important thing is to keep using them and refining your understanding over time.
And that brings us to the end of our complete Modal Verbs series. We have covered 10 episodes, all the major modal verbs, their past forms, their negative forms, and the most common mistakes. This has been a truly comprehensive journey.
We should be very proud of everyone who has followed this series from beginning to end. You have covered some of the most complex grammar in English, and you have done it systematically and thoroughly.
You can now express ability, obligation, advice, possibility, permission, deduction, regret, and so much more with precision and confidence. These are the tools of truly fluent English.
Our podcast will continue with new topics, new structures, and new episodes. There's always more to learn and always more ways to improve your English.
Thank you for listening to the entire series. You must have worked very hard to get here. You should be proud of yourself.
You could have given up at any point, but you didn't. That is what makes the difference. See you in the next episode. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, and remember, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep going.